Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Joel D. In this video, we're going to continue building out our templates. So we just finished the first video where we came up with the on-page SEO template for a how-to long-form article. Now we're going to turn that into a second template, which is for our ranking lists. So we'll get right into it and continue this, and then on the next video we'll talk about how to create a single product template. So let's head on over to our WordPress dashboard again, and I'm going to go up to posts. The first thing I'm going to do is exactly what I would do if I was creating a new article, or a how-to article I should say, or an informational article, and this is the template I want to use. We'll rename this template once we're done. But all you would do here is click EA Duplicator. It's that easy. It's going to turn this article into a new one, and then we would just update accordingly. So let's start by doing that. So not only are we using this as a template for our actual articles, I'm using this as a template to create additional templates, because this hits on a lot of the stuff we've already worked on, and instead of duplicating that work, we're just going to use this as a template, because that's what we're doing. We're creating templates for this reason, to simplify our lives later. So this 2-hour video is going to save you, again, hundreds to thousands of hours. EA Duplicator, I click that, and it's going to pull up a how to prevent dog anxiety for any type of breed draft. And that's exactly what Duplicator does. So here it is. It's the draft, but it's also the new article, and we're going to use this as a template. So I'm going to do a quick edit just to show you a couple things, and I'm going to change this now to the product review type. And again, we'll name this how-to template by the end, or something similar, and then this one will be product review template, etc. So I'm just going to say, we'll stick with the dog anxiety titles. I'll say the dog anxiety bed product review. And I could obviously, I would want to put the actual product name in here, so I'll just call it name. So the dog anxiety bed name product review. The slug can be exactly that. I'm also going to, and I'm going to do this in a second, is show you how to update this according to how it should be, because right now your page names are actually page numbers, and that's not an SEO best practice. We want to create slugs for all of this, and you can do that. You can change the settings of your permalinks, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. But we now have a new template. It's still a draft, which is fine. We could even publish it and then make it a draft later, because I like to do that. It shows you, it's just easier to click publish instead of the right click and then save as draft. So I'll probably do that, and then we can view it real time. But I'm going to click update. And while this is updating, what I also wanted to show you is within the quick edit, you can see this default template. There are ways to, again, create these as actual templates from Elementor and utilize them, but we will get into that later, and we don't have to. Like I said, I'm using, just like I did, EA Duplicator as the way to duplicate and use this as a template. So there's a couple different ways to do it. All right, so we have this article now. I want to go out and edit with Elementor. So I'm going to right click and start making some changes in Elementor. While that's loading, if you look over here, you'll see an SEO score now, which is gray, and a readability score, which is red, because we have fake text in there. So obviously by the end of this, we want everything to be green. And in order to do that, we just work through the list from Yoast, and before you know it, these will be green. Okay, so I come out, and it is the same exact article. So there's a lot of stuff I don't want to change. So I've already made progress. Just like if this was a new article in itself, I'd just be updating, you know, the the title, the featured image, the excerpt. I'd be coming down, I'd be adding a new introduction. I would be creating new tags or H tags based on what the article is about. So in this same case, I'm going to be changing this as in a new template. So this is our product review template. Dog anxiety bed name product review is already in there. I could just update the featured image. Maybe I can find a dog in a bed. Let's go out quickly to, unless they have one. No, I don't see one. So let me just see if there's a quick dog bed image that I can find on Pixabay. Here you go, perfect. Well, this one looks more legitimate as in like a product, so we'll just use this one. The other ones look funnier though. I'll use this. I would insert media. Oh, sorry, save and insert. Let this download. And now we have a new product, so it looks more like a product review. Click publish, just so this updates. Or I could F5. And I'll have a look now that it is there, so I'll preview the change. And we're just going to go back and forth. So here we go. Dog anxiety bed name product review. So now we have two different types of templates. Obviously, we don't want to keep the same structure here. It's a little bit different. So we will keep the same structure in the fact that we're going to have an intro about the product, but the table of contents is going to be different. We may structure this differently from again, we're going to be talking about a lot different things. It's not just informational, it is product specific. So here's the starting part. We have a different title, a different image. Now the first thing I'm going to do is go over to Google, because I do not like to assume things and I want to see what is ranking high. Also, I'd like to go to my keyword tracker real quick and just see which of the dog anxiety beds one was the most volume and good one to go after. So dog anxiety beds, that's pretty much it at this point. 1,600 searches, it's pretty good. $1.36 cost per click, and it's below 50 for SEO difficulty, so we could definitely rank for this. And I'm going to copy that, come over to Google, search for this, dog anxiety beds, or I'm going to put dog anxiety bed review, just because that's plural and we're doing a single product. So I want to see what comes up for single products. First thing you'll notice, ads, products. These go to actual product pages, not blogs or review sites. Second, videos. Why I think it's so important. You can create a minute 28 video on a dog bed and just give it your take on the review, and they're ranking above everyone. So that's why video is so powerful and why I recommend you get a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be anything special. If I clicked on this, I'm not going to. It's probably just, hey, this bed's awesome, my dog loves it. You could take a video of your own dog if you were really promoting something that you believed in, and you'd be done in a minute. It's amazing how much interaction that could get and how much traffic you could bring in from that. So I see bustle, 4 best, 10 best. First thing I noticed, 16 best, calming bed for dogs. That's Amazon. That's going to be a product. Best dog beds. Everything's plural. So I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go back to my my review here, and I'm going to create this last instead. I'm going to do a review because it's more valuable. I can already tell, and that happens a lot because especially in a niche like this, people don't know of an exact product name to look for. They're just looking, what's the best dog anxiety bed? And Google knows that when that's the type of search, most people don't know of an exact product, so they're not going to place single product reviews first. They're going to post ranking lists. So ranking lists are going to be, it gives that audience member something to think about, and then they can review them or compare them and then make a decision. They're not going to send them out to a single product page because, excuse me, a lot of people would just bounce from that as soon as they don't like it. So this is a better type of way to start, I think. So I'm going to go over here and we haven't done anything in there yet. So anyway, so it's a good time to pivot. I'll just type in something like 9 best, what was the keyword we used? Dog anxiety beds. Dog anxiety beds. And then I like to add a year sometimes, and we can always update this every year. So once we start getting SEO traffic here, we don't have to kill it. We don't have to create another one. We can actually just keep building upon this, and this just keeps building and building and building more traffic. So 9 best dog anxiety beds in 2020. This is perfect. Now we do not want to target dog anxiety again because we're going to cannibalize our traffic to our other article. So we're going to focus on dog anxiety beds, and we need to make sure of that. So that's what we'll put into Yoast. Okay. Now that we have that, I'm going to go back to this page and look at one of these. So this is a domain score of 33. So I'm going to click on that, no social activity, and they're ranked number 2. So this has a domain score of 90, so they cannot be as good and still rank that high because their domain authority is so high. So people know they're known for exactly that. So here's their review site. You can see there's just a title, an image, and I'm not a huge fan of this page, but it's ranking well. So they have dog beds for separation anxiety, dog beds for separation anxiety, and then they just list a simple list of the products with a rating. This is something that we can do up front just to make people click. So that's what they really want. Again, everything's buy on Amazon. They're an Amazon associate / affiliate. Their main goal is to say, hey, these are what we think are the best. It's kind of like a table of contents. Click here to buy one. If not, scroll down, and then we can get into the ins and outs. So very simple to replicate this. Our site's structured very similarly when it comes to the table of contents and the numbered list. We could just make some tweaks here, add some features, a paragraph, pros and cons, and then add another button here, or they add 2 buttons. So again, 2 things I would do: make sure I'm an Amazon associate, make sure I'm an associate or an affiliate on Chewy, because almost every site I see has an affiliate account for both. And then they just go through, and all we have to do really is format this one and then replicate it just as a template. And then when we start creating our articles, if we have 7, if we have 9, if we have 10, we just duplicate that section. It's as easy as that. And we fill in the new information for the new product, add the new links, and there you go. So now I'm going to switch over to Elementor, and I'm going to make some changes to my template as I see fit from what we've looked at from our competitors. I'm going to click on settings real quick, just make this 3. I'm not going to really do 9 for a template. 3 is a good starting point, and then if you need more, if you want to do 5 or 10, you just keep adding or duplicating this section for your own article. So we have 3 best dog anxiety beds in 2020. I'm going to make a change to this title, just call it our top 3 list, and then the table of contents is going to change as we change. So I'm going to put dog anxiety bed 1, and then I'm actually going to delete everything else. So I'm going to delete 2 and 3, because once 1 is done, then I want to just replicate that as is, so I don't have to do it 3 times. I'm actually going to put all of this in one section next time, so I don't have to have all these separate sections. And then I can just add intersections. So now I have this deleted. I'm going to create a blank section, and this will be my overall section, and then I'll just start dragging things in as we go along. So, all right, first I have a similar title, and now I want maybe an image or a breakdown or text. I'm gonna do a little bit of text, so I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna drag this up into this section, and then I'm gonna add an image. So this will be my product image. Put that in there. Let's select that bed again, just for an example. Maybe we have another one. I'm just going to use this for time's sake. So insert. You're not going to want the same image, obviously. So maybe I'll change this one while we're at it. Maybe I'll grab that funny looking dog that looks like Yoda. Perfect. I'm gonna save and insert. Here we go. Update. F5. So I'll refresh. There we have it. So I have 3 best dog anxiety beds. There's this guy. Here's our top 3 list. This is the first one. Now toggling back, what else are we thinking of including? So after this, I actually like to have a star rating, so I'm going to add a star rating. So if I go to my widgets, put in star rating, another cool little free option, and I can have a star rating, and all you have to do is, as you go down, you'll see the star rating go down. You can put the actual number next to it if you want, but I'll keep it as plain as possible right now. So 5 star. Center, nah, left is better for this right now. And there's also another option, so you can have that as well, but I like the bigger one. All right, I'm going to add another section. I'm going to do an intersection here. So they have a pros and cons, top over bottom. I'm going to do a column, intersection, underneath, go back, add a text editor, add a text editor here, and then I'll do just TBD, 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 and I'll do that as a bulleted list. I'll also add a heading, and I am going kind of fast here, but you can pause at any point and just kind of replicate what I'm doing. So pros, then what I'm going to do is actually duplicate this column, remove this one, call this one cons. I could do red and green if I wanted. I could make it a table if I wanted. Right now I'll just keep it as is. So now when I'm going through this and I have pros and cons that I want to talk about, I can do that. If they're looking at my list, they can see the quick snippet, my star rating, what the bed is, the image, and a lot of times I also like to put the button image right near the product. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to add a button. They have it at the bottom. I think it performs better when it's next to the product, so I'll center this, make it larger. Not a big difference, but I'm going to say check price. I could say on Amazon too, or wherever it is, but I'm going to just say check price for now. And then I could actually add an icon. I kind of like doing this too, like a right. A lot of this stuff, believe it or not, I've done a ton of this testing in corporate America, and you'd be surprised at the effect that this can have. I'm going to put it after. So just like I remember doing a test and an arrow made a pretty significant difference on click-through rate. So just think about those small little things and you'd be surprised, like I said, how often they actually may work. And that's why split testing is really important. All right, where are we at here? I think this looks pretty good. It gives you that quick click if you want. And then I'll also add one at the bottom. So we have a pros, cons, key features. So now I'll have one, and I'll actually just duplicate. Let's see here. No, I'm just gonna pull this one down. I'll duplicate this, pull it down right below. And I'll call this features. And then I'll add another snippet of text below. Do you see how awesome this page builder is though? I mean, I know I'm going fast, and especially if you're a beginner, my apologies, but I mean, do you see how quickly I'm building this page out? And then once I do that, now I have everything what I meant, and I didn't do this in the last template, which I usually do, and I'll fix that before I actually make it available to everyone. But all I need to do after I build this one out is say I have well, for one, we're going to have 3. All I have to do is go to the top part, make this section visible, click on duplicate, and it's going to make another one. And I just number 2 and fill in the information for that product. It's really simple and really effective. So what else do we need here? There's a little, specs. Maybe I'll call it specs. There's pros and cons. We already have that. Key features, another little snippet of text. I'm gonna break this up. Maybe I'll drag this up and put the pros and cons underneath the features. I'm not really liking how that looked, so or maybe I'll call this, I could say something like overview. I'll keep it features for now. But my advice, if you're not liking what you're seeing, go back out to Google. I mean, that is the best way to do this. And you can look in another niche. So I'll look at best flat screens TVs. I mean, it's the technology niche, but this is such a powerhouse, and there's so much data and testing that they've done in this niche because they're such a moneymaker. So you're probably going to get much better designs within these types of reviews than you are with dog beds. There's just not as much out there, and most people aren't doing the testing that these guys are doing. So let's just click on best TVs of 2020 and see what they're doing. Still a similar setup, as you can see. And this is Tech Radar. They're huge. They are doing exactly kind of what I would suggest, which is an easy option to put your email in. They've also have an ad here because they get a ton of traffic. And then if I scroll down, they're including a video because video is powerful. They get a little intro. They have a table of contents, and then they break it down into, and there you go. This is their simple view, best TV 2020. So we could do best dog bed 2020 at a glance, which is a little different than their title. Best TV 2020, amazing flat screen TVs worth buying. So don't be afraid to jump in other niches and kind of take their ideas and turn it into your very small niche, and you're gonna get someone who's done a lot more research than people in the dog niche. This is a competitive advantage that you have, and it's what we do in what I've done in corporate America. It's the same thing. It's competition, You don't have to recreate the wheel. There are formats that work best. There's formats that convert best. Why try to do something from scratch and make everything unique? So anyway, now they have their numbered list. Quick little snippet about what it is, the pros and cons, and as you can see, they are a major affiliate site. All of these tech sites are. CNET, this is how they make money, affiliate marketing. Most people who hear affiliate marketing instantly think, oh, there's a scam. No, every company that I pretty much worked for we've had our own affiliate programs. They're just not as heard of. It's not the commercial type affiliates programs and products that your typical scammers like to operate in, but it's the same thing. I mean, we're doing affiliate marketing and they're giving you value. They're reviewing this stuff and then they're telling you where to get it, and if you go get it, they should get a commission because they're referring their audience members to these stores, so the stores are willing to compensate for that. Oh, another awesome option here. So like I said, and the best thing that I saw out of this whole thing is they have full reviews for each of these products. So this is exactly what we could do. And we don't have to do every product, but say you did a single product and we're going to start with single products. Now I can probably jump out and see exactly a nice template of what they have for a single product review. And this is a lot better than what I would have found for any dog bed. You can see the detail they go into, and there's a reason for that. And let's just check out the SEO minion. And they're really trying to grab my email. As you can see, every time I click on something, they're trying to get that. Let's look at their on-page SEO. Does it match up similar to what we've been trying to do? And it definitely does. They get a lot of H2s in here and not too many H3s, but they don't have to because this is just a single product review. So this is nice, and I'm going to utilize some of this and incorporate it into my design. So here's the full review. They have their image first, and then they have their title, a little snippet, their star ratings a little down here, but you notice how they have their button. I also prefer having the button a little higher than what the other people are doing. This makes big differences, guys. It really does. Okay. So I could mix this up. I could move the picture up. I could move the star rating up and center it now, or maybe I would keep that as is. I also usually like to have the star rating near the button. But now we have, here's our first bed. I could add a little, you know, key feature or why I like this bed so much. So let's just add a little text. And why I like it. Or I could have just moved this one up because I'm probably going to remove this now. Just a reminder, you know, why is this the best bed? They have their pros and cons in this cool little list. And this is still a double column. They just made it look a little cooler. So we could even do something like that. Say I moved this into this column, got rid of this, or what are they saying? Amazon, check Amazon. I could change the button to check Amazon if that's where my product is, if it's Chewy. If it's not, I could also have two buttons here. So I'm going to remove this. This. We'll keep that there for a second. They're not really naming this, they just have icons, so I could change this again to an icon. That's a good idea. again, these aren't things I would think of for a bed, but I'm utilizing the tools that I have at my disposal on Google, and I'm not even competing with tech. I'm just doing my dog bed. They'd probably love to help me out. So I'll do an list, and I have an icon list that I can pull in, and I have these icons, but let me add a plus. Insert. Now I have positives just like they do. So I could use a circular one if I wanted, but we'll stick with that for now. Now list, if it's a con, I could keep it X, or I could, you know, I could leave that as is, or what are they using? Probably an X. No, a minus. I could do a minus sign. So let's do the circle one. So now I have a circle one. I'll just delete this third one for now. So this is just telling me, hey, if you have something positive to say, and I'll go back and add the circular one. Plus, minus. Now I'm going to do a little something extra here. So for the icon, I should be able to change the color. I know I can for the whole item, but I just wanted the color for the icon. So here we go. Icon, color, green, somewhere in the greens. Awesome. That did change both of them though. I just wanted to change one of them. So let's see if I go back to the content. Yeah, that's actually changing them for all. So what I could do is make this a plus. This is why I like doing this real time. I know it's taking longer, but I feel like you get so much more out of this because you can see kind of the thought process that I go through and a lot of people go through, and it's going to help you in the long run. So now I'm going to actually duplicate this, and now I'll have a plus list and a minus list. So this one could be longer, this one could be shorter, but I'll edit this now. Come in, change these to the minus version. Minus. Insert, and then I'm going to change the style to a red. So I'll go to icon only, make it in the reds. A little lighter. Oh, I like it. Beautiful. So now, and they had it higher. So it's really high actually. They have specs here. I could maybe do specs and then the price. So I'm going to move this up for now. I'll pull this in. Like I said, I always like the star rating near the price because it's just like, hey, this is the star rating we're giving it. So why don't you go ahead and take action and go buy that product. If I wanted, I could say Amazon price and then Chewy price and have two different buttons. I'm still debating that. I don't have a Chewy account yet, so we'll see. And again, every pet blog I saw has a Chewy, so it's obviously doing some good work for most people. All right, what else do we have here? I'll keep this as is. Maybe I'll give it a little padding. 5 on the top, or 10, and 10, even a little more. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate this, but I'm going to bold this one. So a couple of things. This is too far for me, so I'm going to do some reverse padding. or margins. Bottom, I'm going to go negative and it'll pull that up for me. And then for here, I will also do that. Just give it a little closer. I don't need that much space. I'm going to bold this one. So, well, I'm going to do both. So I like how they have some little snippets of information here. It's like you could do that. So if you notice the actual dog review one, they have like size, weight, color, best use. We could do something like that. So I could come back to hours, do size. Let's do it in here. Size, and I'll just put large for now. Weight, color, best use. Weight, 5 pounds. Color, beige. Best use. So I'm combining both of these. I'm using some of the design from the tech world, and I'm also using similar features and what people want to know about these products from the actual niche itself. So then I'm going to bold these. Takes that semi little boost of just seeing something and going with it. So now this is starting to look so much better in my opinion. We have a bed, we have the name of the bed, what the best features for the bed, we have some specs for the bed, we have our pros and cons here. We could list more than that. What else? Then we get down to features. This is actually a bulleted list too, so we want to list out just the features. So feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, and make that a bulleted list again. So now we have features. And then I'll usually do something like a bottom line or something. Key features. I'm going to make this a double column. Oops. So pull this in here. Pull this in here. And now we have a little feature panel. I could remove it if I don't have many features. I could just delete it for a particular product. If I start getting too long, I don't want it to be just this long list that takes up space. I'd rather it go over 2 columns. Same thing here, really. I could, in theory, make this 3 columns and pull the cons over here if it got too long. That wouldn't be a terrible option. Yeah, not a big fan, because this would be all the red ones, this would be all the green ones, but I could shrink this over a little and make that work, but I'll save that for later because I kind of like this setup. And what else do we have? Then I like to do, like I said, a bottom line type thing, like here's my final take or the final take. Now I do want to make sure it's in this column, or oops, sorry, there we go, this section I mean. So overview, or the final final verdict, I'll say. And again, I'll just add some text. Pull that under. It's shaping up. Image, here's the bed, here's some quick specs. Here, buy it. Amazon affiliate link. General overview. I won't even call that overview. Now I'm going to start changing these, by the way. I don't want these H2, so I'll probably make it an H4 or an H3 maybe. But I will make it a little bigger. So size, large, I'll say XL. Make this H3, XL. This can stay as is. This is my H2, so the actual dog. But then as you can see, as we go along and I update this in the table of contents, it'll say this is my number 1, but here's the reasons why, here are the key features, here's the final verdict, and they can just link right to that section if they want. But if they did that, they would pass over that. You can see if I use key features and they went there or to the final verdict, I don't want them to bypass this button, and that's why I usually will add that as well down here. That's not going to work. Let me do this. So I'm going to add another button. And center it. XL, check price on Amazon. Maybe I do this one just to make it bigger and more prominent, and it's at the bottom. I could change the color maybe, but I'm not going to. So I kind of like that. It's not bad. Could even duplicate this and move that down if I wanted. I kind of like it. So this is just, again, use this as an idea form. You can see how easy Elementor makes it to kind of shift your site around. So if you find a template that you really like, just use that template and try to create it this way. Again, this is not real information. We're going to just be filling in that information when we have it. Okay, I'm going to keep this as is because I think this gives enough info. I can tell you what the name is of the bed. You can link out to some of my affiliate links, or maybe even 2 of them if I added Chewy. You see the quick pros and cons, you see a quick overview, you get the key features, really everything's in here together. If I were to use the drop down, I'd get scrolled down past that button, but I would have this one here to pick them up, and that would actually be ideal if they went right to the final verdict. It'd be a nice write-up on why this is great and a quick check price on Amazon. This really meets, I think, everything I'm looking to do. So I'm going to start deleting these additional steps. I just kept them in there for just in case. And I'll add some padding here. Top, say 50, 100 maybe. That's fine. And what else? I'm also going to add some, I'm going to add a divider afterwards. So this will have a little line and it'll give it separation for when I duplicate this. They'll know this is the end of one product and on to the next one. All right. So for what I meant by duplicating, now everything's in one section. Say I have 2, say I have 3, say I have 20. All I need to do now is duplicate, scroll down, and you're gonna see here's the next one, and I would just name this number this 2, dog anxiety bed 2. It's a template. I'm just gonna keep everything else in here, and we'll say this is a top 3 list. So I'm gonna duplicate this one again, and here you go. 3, 3. Update. Preview. Now let's check it out. So if I were to come here, would I like this? I have a little search field. I have my title, a little intro paragraph, our top list. You can see what that is. 1, 2, and 3. These would have names to it. And this goes as long as the title up until around here. So you have plenty of room to work with. And then I get right into the dog beds. So I have dog bed 1, dog bed 2, dog bed 3. And let's confirm that our on-page SEO is making sense. H1, H2, 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 H2. Perfect. And then into our H3s. Now let's hop back over to Elementor, and within our template we still want to add that comparison chart at the top, similar to what our competitors do and a lot of ranking sites do, because it again gives you that quick little snippet of what your top products are, with the option to link out where you can get affiliate commission there, or if they want to learn more about each item, then they come down here, and this is what's going to capture the SEO value. But the chart at the top is probably going to be your bigger driver of revenue. So let's go back to our dashboard, click plugins, add new, and search for comparison table. And I always use this WP table builder, and I'm going to click install now. And activate. Once that's activated, you're going to be able to see a table builder here in your left hand panel, and you can click on that or click add new, and we'll just add one quick. It's a very easy tool. There's going to be 4 columns and 4 rows because we only have 3 right now, and as that grows or shrinks your list for your real articles, because you will have to create one of these for each article if you want to use it, you're gonna be able to add or remove it at any time. So we'll click generate, and all it does at first is generate exactly that. So 4 cells, and I'm gonna have text here, and it allows you to drag elements into each cell. So you can have text, you can have images. So I'll do 1 column at a time. And the first column is going to be my image. Actually, my second column is going to be my image. So let me just throw an image in there. And I'm just going to grab the generic one. This is actually going to be just our rank. So I'll put a number sign and 1, duplicate, drag that down to this cell, duplicate, drag this down to that cell, and now I have 1, 2, 2, 3. Duplicate the image, duplicate the image again, and now I have a number. I'm going to call this product. Then I'll have a rating, and that's where we can add star reviews. I'll have price, and everything I want to be centered to the left, and I'll make sure that's done later. Okay, so next I'm going to go to elements and click my star ratings. And simple as this. And then I can actually click on what I want to rank them. I'll say 5, 5, and 4.5. So these are my top 3. And then price is going to be that button. So I'm going to add buttons to each, and I'll name them check price or see price. Make it shorter. And this is centered, so I want to actually change this to the left. Also change the text. I don't know, I want to keep the text see price. Duplicate. I can add a link to all of them. And open, no follow. Open, no follow. And open, no follow. So open link in new tab is going to bring you to the new tab, so you will stay on your page, and then it'll bring them off to Amazon or Chewy or whatever we decide. No follow is just telling bots that are scraping your site not to follow this link, meaning you're telling them it's not a legitimate backlink, that you're sending someone there just to read content or provide value that way, that you're actually trying to get commission essentially. So we'll keep that as is. Now we have our buttons, our rating, our product, and our rank. Okay, now I want to change the button colors here. So to do that, I just click on button color. But what I need to do is find my color for my site, and I want that orange color. So I'm going to do inspect, just a quick easy way to find out any color. If I do inspect in a Chrome browser, I'll be able to see what that color is. Of course, it's giving me the purple hover color, but I want the orange color. Here we go. I click back. I accidentally really clicked on the button. So I'll come back to my table, put in the color, and it automatically changes. Now I'll display the star number. I just like to do that. It fills it out a little more. Show number, and then I usually put it around 20. Oh, not 50, 20. Maybe even a little smaller, 18. Funny. It automatically goes to 50 for some reason. Okay, I'll stick to the this guy. Weird. Okay, I'm gonna change that back to 5. I accidentally clicked on the star rating. So now I have the stars, I have my rating. I also want to name the bed product name underneath. So I'm going to go to elements, click text, and drag it there. Calming bed 1. Two. And 3. I'll come up here, name it template comparison chart, or comparison chart, just fine. Click save table. once this saves, I'll be able to grab the short code. And if you're new and you're not sure what short code is, I will show you that. You just need to add a section and create a shortcode. So it will allow you to basically, without coding this into your page, you can just use this embed shortcode and throw it into a section, and voila, you'll have a comparison chart on that page. So I'll do that and see what this looks like. So I'm going to come up or down to this top 3 list in my first product, and I'm just going to add a section. I'm going to go to my elements, put in shortcode, pull that over into the section, and all I'll have to do now is copy that shortcode, and I'll have a little table that displays. I'll click apply or that, and it'll always show a little funny in the preview, just like this table of contents. But if I actually update this and look at the page itself, it'll probably look a little better. It still may need some tweaking, but it won't look like this. Just like the table of contents won't look like this. So F5, I'll refresh this page and see what the table looks like. And there you go. It looks a lot better. I do want to drag this over a little, but you can see the table of contents doesn't look the same, and this doesn't look the same. So this looks pretty good. These will go out to Amazon again. So now when I'm looking quickly, I'm just giving them a little intro table of contents. Here you go. If you want to just go look at them on a product page, go for it. We hope you do. We hope you buy. And then if you want, this is going to provide you with the SEO value and get you ranked. Not these, but this is going to drive you more revenue most likely, because some people don't like to read. They would rather just see, oh, that bed looks cool. Obviously the pictures will be different. Let's go check out the price and maybe buy it. But you'll see that a lot of people also scroll down, read the information, and click on these CTAs instead. So all we really need to do is adjust these columns a little bit, but overall this looks pretty good for doing it in a couple of minutes. I actually think this is a good place to stop for our second template. Now that we have a top ranking list template, we'll be able to create anything quickly, because this template now has a lot of the tools that we need to rank well. It's set up in a way that we can optimize it for monetization, especially for affiliate products. So this will work with any ranking list. So best anxiety bed blankets or beds for dogs, to laptops, to best or top 9 perfumes, lotions, anything you can think of. This template should work for everything. There is, again, it's set up for SEO and monetization. Here's the title. A quick tip: studies suggest, and I've read this many times, odd numbers work best in titles. So 9 or 27 or 13 or 5. Those are the better rankings for clicks, strangely. Just something to be aware of. So we have 3 best dog anxiety beds. We have a title. We have the intro. Our top 3 list. Here they are. Here they are. Quick view comparison. Click to purchase if you would like. If not, scroll down for the more in-depth review. And now what we're going to do is turn this template into our third and final template, and that is a single product review. So reach out if you have any questions, and leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on this second template, and we'll get into the third and final template right now. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.